Welcome to my dining room. This is the place where I come to satisfy my appetites and desires. And please understand that these are very real desires. You know, like I'll be walking down the street and I'll see really beautiful people and I'll think, I'm going to go work out so that I look just like her. Or I'm going to go buy those new clothes that she's wearing. Or I think about my job, and you know, my job's okay, but if I just had this much more money, or if I just had that responsibility, then I would really have what I want. Lately, I've been looking at my friends who are married, and I think that's it. That's when I'll really be happy. When I'm married, then I'll truly be satisfied. Now, don't get me wrong, it's okay to want to look your best, or to be ambitious, or to want to get married, but when I become consumed by it, that's when I've crossed the line. See, it's my desires that make me fill myself with people and jobs, relationships and toys, money and activity, all in the attempts to satisfy this hunger that is deep down inside of me. See, these are the things I feed on, and they become what matters most. And these are the things that I pursue the hardest. It's a funny thing, though, that what I've learned about my appetite is that it just keeps getting bigger. See, my hunger just keeps growing. My thirst is never quenched. It's like I can't get enough to fill me. So I try and I stuff myself with anything I can get my hands on, all in the attempts to satisfy this hunger that doesn't go away. I may look like I've got it all together. I may look like I'm content, but that's a lie. I should be very honest with you. I am still thirsty, and I am still hungry. See, I'm not who I appear to be. I live on junk food. But Jesus once said, I am the bread of life, and he who comes to me will never go hungry, and he who believes in me will never thirst again. No, I don't know about you, but for me, that's a huge promise. Is it really possible that Jesus can offer that kind of satisfaction? Is it really possible? Maybe it's time I stop pursuing things that don't fill me up, and I start believing in something that really does satisfy. See, I know that Jesus wants to live in this room in my heart. I know he can satisfy my appetite. And I've tried all of those other things, and they've only left me wanting for more. So I'm going to let Jesus into this room, so that finally he can give me what I really long for, contentment.
I guess that sounds kind of dangerous. This is the kind of place where I keep the people that I want to be with, the places that I like to go, and activities that help me blow off steam. But there's been kind of a problem before my rec room. You see, I'm not so sure that God really approves of what's going on in here, and that causes me to feel with regret, guilt. You see, during some of my more impressionable years, I guess you would say I filled this room with alcohol, probably due to a slew of insecurities and a lot of other problems. The alcohol became dominant in my rec room, and that caused me to feel with guilt, which is why I don't think God really approves of what's going on in here. And as far as the alcohol, well, I'm pretty sure it hurt the other rooms too. It spilled into the living room, into the bedroom, into the study. See, the more I was drunk, the less I had to deal with those regrets. I just kept getting drunk more and more until pretty much that's all I was. The one day, I decided I had enough. I've had enough of my rec room. It's such a frustrating place to live. And I decided to have Jesus come into my life and take over my rec room. And there were really two things that happened in my rec room when Jesus took over. The first was I was finally content with this room, just a little bit. Even though this was a packed room with a million things going on, and it was so intense, I was finally able to deal with this room just a little bit. And the second was I was actually happy in this room.
Peaceful place in my house. So relaxing. The couch is so comfortable. In the winter, I'd love to sit here by the fire and just stay warm for hours. And in the springtime, I open the windows and let the cool breeze blow through. I could sit here forever. This room is the room that I come to meet with God. Our relationship builds and grows in this room. We have some pretty intimate moments, and he just tells me he loves to be with me, and he likes to hear me speak. I can be myself in this room. I don't have to pretend or impress anybody. I can just tell him what's on my heart and what I'm thinking. And one thing I've noticed too, is that when I come to this room, he's always the first one here. And he tells me that he's missed the time that we've been apart, and that all he wants to do is spend time with me. But you know, I must confess something. I really haven't been spending a whole lot of time in this room. Not recently. Life just gets so busy. You know, there's taking the kids to school and picking them up, and then you've got soccer practice, and then the homework, and what's for dinner, and Mom, I need this, and Mom, where's that? You just get so tired. I'm just too exhausted by the end of the day to sit in this room. But you know, it reminds me of a verse that I once read in John chapter 15, where God tells me that He is the vine, I am the branches. And he says, if a person remains in me, that person will bear much fruit. But apart from me, he could do nothing. Apart from God, I can do nothing. The God of this great big universe that created all things, all he wants to do is he just wants to spend time with me of all people. God just wants to spend time with me. You know, I just get so busy that I think I need to take the time to slow down just a little bit. Because, you know, he just wants to be with me, just wants to hear me talk. So I'm going to come back and sit here and take the time to just be with God. Because all he wants to do is be with me. Be with me.